Beloved child of God, hear the sound of the trumpet. For I, Michael, the Archangel of the Most High, have been sent with an urgent declaration. A new home is being released unto you. This is not a mere earthly dwelling, but a sign of heaven's favor, heaven's covering, and heaven's appointed shift in your life. The trumpet of heaven does not sound without purpose. When it echoes through the unseen realm, it announces movement, breakthrough, and the dismantling of obstacles. And today, that trumpet resounds for you. It proclaims that the days of instability are ending, that the shadows of wandering are fading, and that a foundation long prayed for is being established by the hand of God Himself. Child, your prayers have not been forgotten. The cries you lifted in nights of uncertainty, the tears you shed when you wondered if you would ever belong, and the whispers of hope you uttered when all doors seemed shut, these were gathered before the throne of God. And now the Father has spoken. It is time to settle, my child. It is time to plant them in a place of peace. It is time to give them their inheritance, their shelter, their home. Do you not perceive it? The trumpet does not sound in vain. It is the blast that confounds the enemy and strengthens the faithful. It is the call that shakes loose what was bound and ushers in what was delayed. For though the adversary tried to block, hinder, and twist the path before you, the command of heaven has broken through. No power of darkness can stand when the trumpet of Michael sounds with the decree of the Almighty. I say unto you, your season of movement without settlement has ended. Your time of renting spaces in spirit, of borrowing shelter from circumstance, of dwelling in the temporary, is over. The trumpet has declared a dwelling prepared, secured, and sanctified by the Lord Himself. For God is not merely giving you walls of stone and a roof overhead, He is giving you a testimony. A place marked by His name. A space where His presence will abide with you, where angels will encamp, and where peace will reign. The trumpet also carries with it a warning. Guard your heart. Do not doubt what has been declared. The enemy will whisper, "It is too good to be true. It cannot be for you. You are not worthy." But I say to you with the authority of heaven, silence those lies. The blood of the Lamb has made you worthy. The promises of the Father are not yes and no, they are yes and amen. You are not forgotten, you are not abandoned, and you are not disqualified. Lift your head, for the sound of this trumpet calls you higher. It calls you to believe beyond what your eyes can see. It calls you to walk forward in faith, knowing that the God who split the Red Sea, who shook the walls of Jericho, who fed His children in the wilderness, is the same God establishing a dwelling for you. The trumpet also summons the angelic host. For as you prepare to step into this new home, know that the adversary will not be silent. He will seek to stir confusion, to delay transactions, to agitate circumstances. But hear me, I, Michael, and the host of heaven stand guard over this promise. Every scheme of darkness is already dismantled. Every curse uttered against your progress has been nullified. Every barrier erected by human hands is crumbling at the decree of the Father. Rejoice, for this trumpet is not a sound of mourning but a sound of joy. It is the blast that heralds new beginnings. It is the voice of heaven announcing to earth, "My child shall dwell in safety. My child shall dwell in provision. My child shall dwell in peace." Therefore, rise up in confidence. Let gratitude fill your lips. Begin to thank God as if the keys are already in your hand, as if the door is already open, as if your feet are already stepping across the threshold. For faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, and your faith, mingled with heaven's trumpet, has already shifted reality in your favor. Beloved, the trumpet has sounded. Heaven has spoken. The decree is sealed. Your new home is not a distant dream but an imminent reality. Stand firm, walk in obedience, and prepare to receive the fulfillment. For the trumpet of Michael never sounds without cause, and its echo is already resounding through your life. Thus says the Lord through His messenger, your dwelling place is prepared. Step forward, for your new home is near. Beloved child, pause and consider this. A home is never just a building of stone, wood, and mortar. In the eyes of heaven, a home is a covenant space. It is a dwelling place sanctified for the presence of God, a covering for your body, a shelter for your heart, and a refuge for your spirit. When I, Michael, declare that you are about to receive a new home, I speak not only of physical provision but of the unfolding of a divine promise that has long been written over your life. This promise is rooted in the very nature of your heavenly Father. From the beginning of time, God has desired that His children dwell in places of peace and safety. Did He not place Adam and Eve in a garden prepared before they were ever formed? Did He not give Israel a land flowing with milk and honey? Did He not promise His disciples that in His Father's house are many mansions, and that He Himself has gone to prepare a place for them? The nature of God is to prepare, to establish, and to settle His children. And so, this promise is an extension of His eternal heart toward you. Understand that this new home represents more than shelter from the elements. It is a sign of belonging. Many have walked through seasons where they felt displaced, unseen, or without anchor. Yet the Lord declares, I set the lonely in families, I plant the rootless in fertile ground, I build for the one who has wandered. Your new home is a prophetic testimony that you are not a stranger but a son, not an orphan but an heir, not forgotten but chosen. Furthermore, this promise carries the weight of inheritance. A home is not merely a temporary resting place, it is a foundation for legacy. Within its walls, prayers will be uttered, songs of worship will rise, and testimonies will be birthed. Your children, or those who come after you, will walk upon the floors and sit beneath the roof as living proof of the faithfulness of God. This home is not just for today, it is for generations. It will bear witness that God remembers, God provides, and God fulfills His word. Child, do not reduce this promise to a transaction of keys and contracts. It is deeper than paperwork. It is heaven's way of saying, I am establishing you. I am settling you. I am enlarging your territory. It is the Lord putting His seal on your season of transition, bringing you from wandering to resting, from hoping to having, from praying to praising. This home will also be a shield. For the Father knows the battles you have faced in silence. He knows the spiritual storms that raged around you, the attacks that sought to displace you, the warfare that pressed against your dwelling. But now He says, I will plant you in safety. No arrow shall pierce your walls. No curse shall darken your doorway. No spirit of theft, confusion, or despair shall cross the threshold. For this promise is also a hedge, a fortress, a sanctuary of divine protection. And yet, beloved, understand also that the promise of a new home requires a heart aligned with heaven's vision. Some look at a home as an achievement of their own labor, a monument to their effort, or a symbol of status. But you, child, must see it differently. This is not merely a reward of your striving but a gift of God's mercy and faithfulness. For the Father gives not as the world gives. His blessing is not tainted with sorrow or bound by pride. It flows with peace, it rests with joy, it abides with purpose. Therefore, let this promise stir humility in you. Do not boast as though it were your own strength that brought it forth. Instead, let your lips declare, This is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in my eyes. Let your home become a place where His name is lifted, where His word is studied, where His Spirit finds welcome. For then the promise is not only received but multiplied, turning a house into a holy habitation. Finally, beloved, understand that this promise is a turning point in your story. The Father is marking an end to one season and the beginning of another. Just as Israel left Egypt to enter their promised land, just as David left the wilderness to dwell in a palace, so too are you crossing from one chapter into the next. The new home is the sign that the old is finished and the new has begun. Therefore, rejoice in the promise. Hold it not lightly, but treasure it deeply. For this home is not just walls and windows, it is prophecy fulfilled, inheritance secured, and a future established. It is heaven's announcement that you have been remembered, provided for, and prepared for greater things to come. Beloved child, the Father does not move in silence when He is about to perform a mighty work in your life. Just as the budding of a tree signals the coming of spring, so too does heaven release signs that your breakthrough is near. I, Michael, have been sent to unveil these signs to you, that you may not miss them nor dismiss them as coincidence, but instead recognize them as heaven's footprints on the earth. The first sign is the stirring in your spirit. Before the promise manifests in the natural, the Spirit of God awakens your heart. You begin to feel unsettled in places where once you felt at ease. What satisfied you yesterday no longer satisfies you today. This is not discontent birthed from ingratitude, it is holy stirring, heaven's way of preparing you for change. When your spirit begins to say, "There must be more," know this, the Father is shifting you from the old dwelling into the new. The second sign is the alignment of circumstances. Suddenly, what once seemed impossible begins to open. Conversations fall into place. Opportunities arise without your striving. Resources that were hidden begin to surface. People you never expected appear with keys to solutions. Doors that were long shut begin to creak open. This alignment is no accident. It is the hand of God weaving together what no man could orchestrate. When you see things begin to line up in uncanny ways, recognize it as the whisper of heaven saying, "Your time is near." The third sign is the release of financial provision. For a home requires resources, and your Father knows this. Do not be surprised when unexpected blessings come your way, refunds, debts canceled, sudden increases, or opportunities to save where once you spent. Do not dismiss these as random events. They are divine provisions, heaven's way of equipping you for the promise. Every coin, every bill, every increase is a brick laid toward the foundation of your new home. The fourth sign is prophetic confirmation. Perhaps in prayer you hear whispers of new beginnings. Perhaps in dreams you see yourself walking through a doorway or stepping onto fresh ground. Perhaps others, unaware of your situation, begin to speak words of settling, planting, or moving. These are not accidents. They are confirmations. The Father speaks once, yes twice, and often through vessels around you so that you will not doubt. When you hear repeated themes of home, dwelling, or establishment, know this, heaven is speaking. The fifth sign is the resistance of the enemy. Do not think it strange when battles intensify before the breakthrough. The adversary knows what is coming and seeks to discourage you. Unexpected delays, sudden conflicts, financial strain, or weariness of heart may rise up just as you are nearing the promise. But take courage. Resistance is not proof of failure, it is proof of proximity. The enemy does not fight what he does not fear. If darkness has risen against you, it is because your light is about to shine brighter in the dwelling prepared for you. The sixth sign is the peace that surpasses understanding. In the midst of transition, even when details remain uncertain, you will find an unshakable calm within. While others may say, "You should be anxious, you should be worried," you will find your heart anchored. This peace is the fingerprint of the Spirit, assuring you that the Father is in control. Peace is heaven's seal, the sign that the matter is already settled in the courts of God. The seventh sign is the pull toward preparation. Suddenly you may feel compelled to declutter, to release what no longer serves you, to organize and make room. This is not mere impulse, it is prophetic action. The Spirit is guiding you to clear the old so the new can enter. When you feel the urge to prepare, obey quickly, for it is a sure sign that the promise is closer than you think. Beloved, do not miss these signs. They are heaven's way of guiding you so that when the breakthrough comes, you are not caught unaware. Many pray for miracles yet overlook the gentle nudges that precede them. But you, child, are being trained to discern. When the stirring in your spirit grows, when alignment becomes undeniable, when provision flows, when confirmations echo, when resistance rises, when peace anchors you, and when preparation calls you, rejoice. For these are not random events, they are the footsteps of your Father drawing near with your blessing. Hear me, your breakthrough is not distant. It is approaching, it is unfolding, it is near. The signs have been sent as messengers, so that your faith may not falter. Watch, listen, and believe. For the same God who gave you the signs will soon give you the keys. Beloved child, when heaven announces a blessing, preparation is the posture of faith. Just as a bride prepares for her wedding day and a farmer prepares his soil for seed, so too must you prepare your heart and your home for the dwelling that is about to be given. For the Father does not pour new wine into old wineskins. He calls you to align with the promise so that when it comes, you are ready to receive it in fullness. The first step is preparing your heart. Before walls rise around you, your spirit must be strengthened within you. Guard against doubt, for unbelief can rob the blessing before it arrives. Instead, cultivate gratitude. Begin to thank God in advance as though the keys are already in your hand. Let every prayer be filled with praise, not only petition. For thanksgiving attracts heaven's abundance, while complaint builds walls that blessings cannot cross. Also, cleanse your heart from fear. Fear says, "What if it doesn't happen? What if I'm not worthy?" But the voice of heaven says, "It is done. You are chosen. You are worthy through the blood of the Lamb." Replace fear with trust, and let faith be your foundation. Meditate on the truth that your new home is not earned by striving but given by grace. The second step is preparing your relationships. A home is more than shelter, it is a dwelling of peace. As much as it depends on you, seek reconciliation, extend forgiveness, and release offenses. Do not carry bitterness into your new dwelling, for it will poison the atmosphere. Just as the Israelites were told to leave Egypt behind when entering the Promised Land, so must you leave behind the burdens of unforgiveness. Walk into your home with a heart unchained, and the Spirit of God will rest there richly. The third step is preparing your home in the natural. Though you may still be in your current dwelling, begin to act in faith. Clear away clutter. Release what no longer serves you. Make space, both physically and spiritually, for the new. Perhaps you sense the urge to pack, to clean, or to organize. Do not dismiss this as ordinary. It is prophetic action, aligning the natural with the supernatural. As you prepare outwardly, you signal to heaven, "I am ready for what you are sending." The fourth step is dedication in advance. Even before you step into the new place, begin to consecrate it through prayer. Declare, "This home shall be a sanctuary for the Lord. No weapon formed against it shall prosper. Angels shall encamp around it. Peace shall reign within its walls." Speak life over what is coming, for your words frame the reality of your dwelling. Just as Joshua declared blessings over the land before Israel fully possessed it, so too can you dedicate your home before it manifests. Lastly, prepare your heart with expectation and humility. Do not limit God to your imagination. The home He is preparing may exceed your desires or appear in a form you did not anticipate. Keep your spirit open. Say to the Father, "Not my will, but yours. However you choose to provide, I will receive it with joy." Expectation keeps your faith alive, humility keeps your heart aligned. Beloved, the preparation is not wasted, it is proof of your faith. For faith without preparation is empty hope, but faith with preparation becomes the fertile ground for miracles. As you cleanse, as you forgive, as you give thanks, as you prepare in the natural, you are building an altar for the presence of God to dwell in your new home. Take heart, for your preparation is not in vain. Heaven has already moved. Your obedience and readiness are the final steps to welcome what has been promised. Prepare well, beloved, for soon you shall open the door to the dwelling prepared for you by the hand of God. Beloved child, it is not enough to hear the promise and prepare for it, you must also claim it. For what heaven decrees must be received by faith on earth. The Father has already spoken through His word. "Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, I have given you." This is not merely about land in the natural, it is about walking boldly into the inheritance prepared for you. To claim the blessing of your new home, you must first claim it with your words. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. Do not let doubt shape your speech. Do not allow the enemy to twist your declarations with fear. Instead, rise each morning and proclaim, "The Lord has gone before me. My home is prepared. I receive it by faith. I shall dwell in safety, peace, and abundance." These words are not empty, they are spiritual keys, unlocking doors in the unseen realm. Secondly, claim the blessing with your actions. Faith without works is dead. Begin to act as one who already possesses what was promised. Walk through neighborhoods and pray. Lay your hand on your current door and declare, "The next door will open swiftly." Begin to budget, to plan, to envision the furniture, the space, the life within the walls. These actions are prophetic, aligning your natural world with heaven's decree. Thirdly, claim the blessing with your worship. For worship seals promises in heaven. Lift your hands in praise before the home manifests. Sing songs of thanksgiving as though you are already sitting at its table. Dance in joy as though the keys are already jingling in your hand. Worship confuses the enemy and accelerates the arrival of the promise, because it declares, I trust my Father even before I see. Lastly, claim the blessing with faith-filled confidence. Do not waver like the waves of the sea, tossed back and forth by circumstances. Stand firm in the knowledge that if God has promised it, nothing can cancel it. Circumstances may shift, time may stretch, resistance may rise, but the promise remains unshaken. Beloved, the home is not just coming, it is already yours in the courts of heaven. By your words, your actions, your worship, and your faith, you are pulling that reality into manifestation. Claim it boldly, for the Father delights in the child who believes him completely. Therefore, declare today, this is my season. My home is secured. Heaven has spoken, and I receive the blessing now. Beloved, the word has been declared, the trumpet has sounded, and the promise has been revealed. Heaven has prepared, the Father has decreed, and I, Michael, have guarded the path for you. Now the hour has come to step forward in faith and enter into your new home. No longer shall you wander without anchor. No longer shall instability mark your days. The Lord has established a dwelling, not only for your body but for your spirit, your family, and your destiny. This home shall be a sign to all who see it that the hand of the Lord is upon you, that his covenant stands, and that his faithfulness never fails. Child, as you cross the threshold, remember this. The house itself is not the end of the blessing, it is the beginning of a new season. Fill it with prayer. Let its walls echo with worship. Let its atmosphere be saturated with peace. Guard it as holy ground, for the Spirit of God desires to rest there continually. Now I declare over you, your home is secured, your dwelling is blessed, your walls are guarded, and your table shall never lack. Angels shall surround it, the blood of the Lamb shall cover it, and the peace of God shall reign within it. Step forward with boldness, beloved. This is your time. This is your place. This is your inheritance. Enter into the promise with thanksgiving, and let your new home be a living testimony. The Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in my eyes.